The FBI has investigated thousands, perhaps even millions of cases throughout its history. While most of these are firmly rooted within the conventional, some are anything but normal. In fact, there are some FBI case files that defy explanation and remain an enigma to this day. Here are 10 mysterious FBI cases nobody can explain. Number 10 are the contactees. From the 1940s until the 1960s, the FBI began investigating a group of people known as the contactees. These individuals all had one thing in common. They claimed that they had all been contacted by extraterrestrials. While the initial list of contactees was large, there was a handful of people the FBI showed particular interest in. People like George Adamski, who took photographs of alien spacecraft, were investigated. But one of the most unusual people considered a contactee was Orfeo Angelucci. He believed that his mental energy had been taken up into space and that he had lived his entire life in the body of an avatar. If this sounds far-fetched, consider that a Freedom of Information request regarding the FBI's investigation into Angelucci revealed that the records of his case had been destroyed. Number 9 is Jason Derrick Brown. The FBI's most wanted list is world famous for documenting the criminals and dangerous individuals that the FBI is trying to capture. There are several strange cases listed on the most wanted list, and Jason Derrick Brown's disappearance is one of them. Brown became notorious for robbing an armored car guard in 2004. This resulted in a fatality, and Brown took the money that he had stolen and disappeared. Since then, the FBI have been trying to track him down, but they have had very little to go on. Based on a chance encounter with someone who knew Brown before his crime, he was still alive and well in 2009, 5 years after his crimes. At the time of this video, he's still a fugitive, and the FBI has yet to explain how he has remained hidden from view. Number 8 is the betrayer. In 1985, one of America and Britain's greatest spies was in jeopardy. His name was Oleg Gordivsky. He had climbed the ranks of the KGB and had been promoted to the top position within the KGB's British spy ring. All along, he was actually feeding important information to the US and the UK. One day, he was suddenly recalled to Moscow, and he was certain that the KGB had discovered that he was a double agent. Several of the highest-ranking US and British spies were exposed soon after. Someone had betrayed them. The FBI and CIA carried out an extensive investigation into exactly what had happened. However, all of these years later, they still do not know. But the American and British intelligence services maintain that there was a powerful spy among their ranks who was never revealed, and that they may even still be active today. Number 7 is Robert Friend. Lieutenant Colonel Robert Jones Friend was an airman during World War II and served in both the Korean and Vietnam Wars. While his military career spanned nearly 30 years, there's something particularly strange about his service. You see, Robert Friend was the investigator who oversaw the Air Force's investigation of UFOs. The investigation was famously dubbed Project Blue Book, and while the official publication of that investigation claims that most UFO encounters could be explained, there is one thing which cannot be easily accounted for, and that is that the FBI held case files on Robert himself. Stranger still, those files were destroyed before they could be declassified. Many people believe that they contained important information about what Robert Friend really knew about the UFOs in American airspace. Number 6 is Hitler Lives. After the fall of Berlin in 1945, it was discovered that Adolf Hitler had taken his own life. His remains were taken by the Soviet army, and it was concluded that Hitler had met a grisly end. there have been various conspiracy theories about him having escaped Germany and then settling in Argentina. What makes this theory plausible is that the remains the Soviets took had been proven to not be Hitler's, and that many Nazis did escape to South America after the war. The FBI took the possibility of Hitler still being alive so seriously that they opened a case file on him. Those files have recently been declassified and describe his alleged escape to Argentina and eyewitness testimonies that people saw him alive after the war. If this proved to be true, it would be one of the most shocking moments in human history. Number 5 is Milton William Cooper. Milton William Cooper was a controversial radio host, writer, and conspiracy theorist who believed that many of the world's most dangerous diseases had been deliberately released by an elite group who wanted control of the world. Cooper's views that there was a conspiracy to manipulate the human race in order to benefit a small number of people became more and more pressing throughout the 1990s. During this period, he publicly and privately stated that he felt he was being targeted by unethical elements within the government for exposing the truth. At the time, many discounted his beliefs, and many still do today. But the FBI file on Cooper remains a controversial and some say mysterious one, as Cooper was fatally wounded in 2001 when the authorities attempted to arrest him for a number of crimes. Number 4 is the Finders Cult. The Finders Cult case files are bizarre to say the least. The organization itself had been subject to numerous podcasts and deep dives online, with people trying to find out anything they could about this group. The FBI themselves have investigated this group, and many believe that they're responsible for some of the most depraved crimes imaginable. The suggestion is that the Finders Cult is comprised of hugely powerful business people, politicians, and even some popular modern-day influencers. They've even been linked to satanic rituals, and the name of the cult is supposedly due to how they find their victims. No one knows for sure if they exist or not, but the claims that it does were taken seriously enough for the FBI to look into them. Number 3 is the Monster Hunter. On June 5th, 2019, the FBI declassified many of its files regarding Bigfoot encounters and sightings. In one of the case files is a strange back and forth between a Bigfoot researcher and an FBI agent. The release of this exchange has led to a new conspiracy theory about what the government knows about the Bigfoot phenomenon. During the exchange, the monster hunter known as Peter Byrne sent skin and hair samples to the FBI to see if they would analyze them. It took a long time, but eventually they did, and in the released documents they claimed the samples were from a deer. However, in a strange twist, Peter claims he never received the letter in those documents with the test results, leading some to speculate that the file has been tampered with in order to hide the true results of those tests. Number 2 is the Majestic 12. The Majestic 12 group is one of the most controversial topics within the ufology community. The group has also been heavily researched by the FBI, and case files exist for many of its powerful and influential members. In the 1980s, 2 FBI officers were both sent classified memos with the heading Operation Majestic 12. This memo appeared to show explicit knowledge from inside the American government that they had retrieved a crashed alien spacecraft. The memo was supposedly a briefing that was given to President Eisenhower when he was elected. The Majestic 12 involved all those who researched or had knowledge of the crash. The names of those involved do check out as important scientists and military personnel, and if the memo is real, our world just got far more mysterious. And number 1 is the Aviary. After the end of the Cold War, it was revealed that a man named Harry Rositsky was an American spy master. A spy master is someone who oversees a network of spies that carries out the spy master's instructions. Rositsky was referred to as the Falcon, and this name puzzled many people. It was soon rumored that the group he headed was called the Aviary, with each spy given the code name of a bird. While Rositsky gathered important information on the Nazis and then later the Soviets, many believed believe that he was the one who discovered the truth behind the previously mentioned Majestic 12, and that he leaked their existence. A Freedom of Information request revealed that he was indeed a spy master. The FBI then claimed that there were other pages about him, but they had been misplaced or destroyed. But as always, thank you so much for watching, liking, and of course subscribing to my channel. And a very special thank you to all of my channel members, especially those you see on your screen right now. All of you help keep my channel going. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video.